So I wanted to do something pretty positive today. And, you know, right? What? You positive? Huh? Yeah. Oh, and not even talking about KD. Don't go there. But what I'm talking about is kind of a wish list, if you will, for Battlefield 5. I wanted to list top things, 5 of them, precisely, that I feel like would bring the overall health and enjoyment factor up for those that play Battlefield 5. Now, bear with me. Honestly, if you want to get creative or throw in some other ideas you would love to see, list them down in the comment section below. But maybe Santa Dice will deliver this season and go with this. Now, some of these are things that I think are just minor, that are going to really just help the game. And we're going to start with one of those, and that's number 1 on the list. Crates on map. Now, you're probably like, what? And basically, nobody uses those damn ammo and med crates. You got a box of goodies right there. Literally a loot crate. And those things get about as much action as a box of condoms at a lesbian orgy. They just do not ever get used. And I tend to be the outcast. I tend to be that one guy that, ooh, I see one box. Take it. But for the most part, it's because it's awareness. Like, how do you even know where they are? People know where the standard kits are. The pouches are just so much more convenient because there's a little icon to let people know that, hey, I need health, I need ammo. But at the end of the day, the boxes really don't get much love, and that's kind of a sad thing. So what I feel like would be a great addition is adding them to the minimap as sort of little identifiers so that you know where they can go. So if you needed to take a quick detour to pick them up, great. If you're part of a squad and you drop a box behind 3 randos peeking out a window on B at Rotterdam, for example, yeah, you know the ones, then, oh, hey, there's help right there. They can just bounce back and do that. So at the end of the day, something like that would be very healthy for the overall attrition system in the game. I think that would be wonderful, honestly. That's probably high on my list of things that I'd like to see. We already have similar things with, like, the spawn beacon showing up on the map and whatnot, so why the hell not can they, you know, maybe implement something like this? Now, number 2 on my list, and I know a lot of people are really curious about servers and other things. That's not as important to me. I mean, obviously, I understand why it is to many people, but what's important to me is map voting, and I feel like the current system as it is, there's... yeah, I'm not going to mention any names, but, you know, Panzer and Armada. Those right there, no, they don't work for me. And unfortunately, if I want to get to play a good map, I gotta bounce out of there. And I always feel so bad if we've got a crew together. A couple people may want to play some of those maps because I have friends with poor taste, and I don't want to leave them behind. But at the end of the day, those maps are just so boring for me that I don't want to play them. So something like map voting could be a very, very good addition. We've seen this, obviously, before, but it really will help the flow. I'd like to just stay in a server and be able to play there for hours without having to worry about, oh shit, I know what's up next in rotation. Time to back out now, lads. So, I feel like that's an overall healthy change for the game and one I really want to see implemented. Another one, and this is definitely a dreamer one, and this is the collector in me. I like the idea of having platoon leaderboards / assignments. Now, hear me out here. So, it's always been a very somewhat competitive community in Battlefield, right? We've always had platoons and clans, and we've kind of clashed, but it's a friendly thing, right? And at the end of the day, I like the idea of possibly having leaderboards. We already have trackers and stuff like that for individual stats, but what about actual numbers and overall heals across an entire platoon? Things like this would be wonderful, but not just beyond that, because that's not, like, hard to do or hard to find. But at the end of the day, also implement assignments for unique camos and medals and stuff for participating and playing with other platoon mates. And I would like seeing this. So instead of just having a standard unlock for a helmet or something for getting 10 headshot kills, what if they put some emphasis on squad play and community leaderboards? And this was kind of inspired, and you're going to hate me for this, but Destiny 2, it was just kind of the same idea with their clan engrams. You know, there's these different things that if you know, win a certain game with 3 other squad mates or something, you guys get a reward. You do enough of these and you get unique unlocks, cosmetic items, bragging rights, leaderboard ranks, things like this, and you can progress through. So I would like to see something beyond just individual stats and something to show how well somebody can play as a squad and overall platoons, and give us a real competition edge and encourage us to play squads and our roles and kits a little bit more. And I think this would be a wonderful addition to the game, and that's just where I stand with it. Next up on the list, number 4 out of our goodie bag, I'm talking about arena game types. And I'm one of those guys that when they first implemented close quarters in Battlefield a few years back, I think it was Battlefield 3, those maps were really well designed. They were COD-esque sort of maps, but they played well, they were a lot of fun, and they honestly showed they're capable of building maps like that. I would like to see portions of maps, or even new maps coming in, where they stick to old-fashioned arena game type. So imagine like a one-flag conquest. Operates very similar to King of the Hill, but it's just one flag conquest, and it bounces around from different positions on the map, and you guys just gotta control it. Things like Capture the Flag, which I think was also a game type we saw in Battlefield 4. It wasn't the most popular in the world, but it was a whole lot of fun. And fun is something that I want to see more of in Battlefield. Again, it's a very tactical, very technical game. So throwing in game types like that, or a keep-away game type like Oddball from Halo, I think those things would be absolutely wonderful. And honestly, we don't have any of those grinder maps anymore either. And that's something that I feel a little weird about. We've always had that Operation Metro or Locker, you know, those just constant, aggressive, high-action game types. And I would love to see arenas come in and be that, because TDM and domination, things like that, they don't really work for me. I can just play Conquest or an alternative, but if there's an actual game type there for that, for smaller player counts or something, with a smaller portion of maps, I would absolutely eat that up. Straight up, spoon and all, consume that thing. So, another thing that I had, and this is an idea just because I always... I'm guilty of this. I'm not ashamed. I am one of them. I waste a lot of V1 rockets. I drop that thing and I'm like, yeah, this feels right. This feels right. And then it lands, and then my entire stream chat's like, yep, there goes Pone. Taking about 3 fortifications, you badass you. And then I'm kind of stuck there like, oh, damn, that kind of sucks. I just spent the entire game saving that up to literally just accidentally drop it in the toilet. So, that's kind of how it is. I thought of the idea of maybe giving it to a kit, something like Recon, or even, you know, now that I think about it, we've had similar things before, but taking the flare gun, and instead of it shooting a flare, maybe giving it the option to have, like, a smoke, if you will. More like a spotting flare, if you will. God, that's exactly what it is. Pone, you were so good with words. Have I ever told you that? I'm talking about a smoke signal, if you will, like a marking, so that, you know, planes or aircraft can know that they can drop into a strafe run, kind of just blow the thing up, drop some bombs on it, but maybe give a class like Recon the option to basically shoot this little smoke cloud there so that people from the sky can see it. People that are calling it V1s know that that's a high-octane area right there. There's a lot of bodies there ready to get blown up so that you can more strategically place V1s so that you can do that stuff. Maybe make it a step beyond. It doesn't necessarily need to be a kit thing. This could be actually another one of your power-ups. Maybe for 1,000 of your squad points, you can call that in to help and assist other people with V1s. Maybe it could be a squad leader perk as well, something that just squad leaders can do so that there's less spam or trolling with those smokes. But it's a step beyond a spotting flare, as it's a giant smoke signal, letting planes and aircraft to know, hey, let's bomb this place, let's destroy this thing. There's a lot of people there, good place for tanks and V1s to roll in. I think that idea is wonderful because I feel like it's a little hard in the planes to see things sometimes, and something like that would help my poor little V1s out there, and I would absolutely eat that up. So that's how I feel. Those are the 5 things. So to basically recap, I would love to see crates on the map. I want to make sure that people can know that people will put down health, supplies, things like this, that they can dive on, so they don't always have to run to certain portions of the map to resupply on their own, or they don't have to rely on a random to actually play his kit like he should have. We have map voting, which is going to basically help the transition between things, so I don't have to back out all the time or jump in and out, and squads can stay together and don't have to worry about queues or quick play. Platoon leaderboards and assignments. This is huge to me. Imagine being able to work within your platoon to collect cosmetics, to aim for things, to push stats, to compete against other platoons. I love this idea. Battlefield is all about squad play. It's all about communication. It's all about teamwork, right? That's how they separate themselves from shooters like Call of Duty. So why not reward us? Why not make this sort of an incentive for people to grind and play together, to work together, to make something really epic with a few friends? And I love this idea. Arena game types for me, for those that just want something fast, something fun, and something a little bit different than just the standard try-hard sort of conquest and things that we're used to, the linear sort of game types. And ultimately, the unofficial smoke call-out thing, cloud, mob thing. Yeah. Name, it's a work in progress. We'll figure that out. Chat, you help me. What do we call them? Name my call-out thing. Mob. So thanks again for everything, guys. That's where we are. Those are my 5 things. Drop your own down below. If you guys enjoyed today's commentary, enjoyed the personality, love hanging out, love Battlefield 5, hit that subscribe button. Not too hard, though. And again, the bell right next to it. Knock that thing so that you guys never miss a future episode. Truly appreciate it. Thanks, you guys, for your time. Hopefully you have a wonderful evening. Take care.